Hi everybody, Mr. Wyatt here, and I'm going to go through some problems from today's review, starting with number 4. Solve 5 and 1/3 divided by 1 and 1/3. Just like on that first yearly review worksheet, the first thing I would do is rewrite this. It's very important that you show all of your work on a piece of scratch paper or on a nice piece of paper. It doesn't even have to be scratch paper. 5 and 1/3 divided by 1 and 1/3. Now I'm going to rewrite these as improper fractions by going around the horn. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 1 is 16. Put that over 3. Divided by, same thing here, 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4, over 3. Now, I can't actually divide fractions. We have to multiply by the reciprocal of that second fraction. So we have 16/3. Instead of dividing, we're going to multiply. So times, and then I need the reciprocal of 4/3, which is 3/4. Hey, good news on this problem. Once I do that and have it written in multiplication mode, there are a lot of things I can simplify here. In fact, the 3's will just cancel right out. 3 divided by 3 is 1, 3 divided by 3 is 1. But then I have the 4 and the 16 here. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 16 divided by 4 is 4. And you can see what's going to happen here when I multiply. 4 times 1 is 4 over 1 times 1, which is 1. And you know what? 4 divided by 1 is just 4. Any fraction over 1 is a whole number. 4 is our answer. Number 7, what is the measure of angle A? Angle A is this angle right here. I can see it's an acute angle, so I know it's less than 90 degrees. We are given one angle measurement. This angle here is 115 degrees. So what you need to recognize is that this angle and angle A together add up to 180 degrees. These are what we call supplementary angles. Supplementary angles, which total 180 degrees. So if you want to find the measurement of angle A, just take 180 degrees, that entire measurement over here, and subtract 115 degrees, which is that measurement right there. Okay? And let's see what we get. Well, make this 8 into a 7. This you can write as 10 then. 10 minus 5 is 5. 7 minus 1 is 6. 1 minus 1 is 0. So it's 65 degrees. Angle A here is 65 degrees. 115 plus 65 does equal 180 degrees because they are supplementary angles. Number 10, what is the area of this kite? We did one like this yesterday as well. Remember, this formula is not on the formula sheet. I'm including the formula sheet on each of these yearly review assignments in Google Classroom. But you have to memorize this formula. It's not on that formula sheet. To find the area of a kite, you take 1/2 times D1 times D2. And D are the diagonals. Remember, the diagonals, you're basically talking about the height of the kite, which is 10 plus 18. That's 28, isn't it? And D2 is the width of the kite, this measurement here, which is 10 plus 10. That's 20. So we have 1/2 times 28 times 20 will give us the area of this kite. Okay, so honestly, you don't have to multiply them in this order. The easiest way to do this would be to take 1/2 times 20, which is 10, and then you take that times 28, and you get 280 square units. We don't even need a calculator. But if you want to use a calculator, you can take 28 times 20, which would be 560, and then to find half of that, you could divide by 2. Or to find half of it, you could multiply by 0.5. You really have options there, but it does equal 280 square units. All right, number 12. A recipe for fruit punch mixes 2 liters of orange juice, 3 liters of pineapple juice, and 1 liter of seltzer. How many liters of orange juice will be needed if 18 liters of pineapple juice are used? See, what we're doing here is we're comparing orange juice to pineapple juice. So what I'm going to do is write a ratio using the measurements in this first sentence. A recipe for fruit punch mixes 2 liters of orange juice. Let's put the orange juice in the top of our ratio, and we'll put the pineapple juice in the bottom of our ratio. So in our recipe, 2 liters of orange juice gets mixed with 3 liters of pineapple juice. So my ratio is 2 to 3 when comparing orange juice to pineapple juice in this recipe. So now I'm looking for an equivalent ratio. How many liters of orange juice? So this is my unknown. How many liters of orange juice, I'll call it X, will be needed if 18 liters of pineapple juice are used? And see, what I'm really looking for here is an equivalent fraction. 2 out of 3 equals what out of 18? You can cross multiply to solve this, but really, these are compatible. 3 times 6 is 18. So if you take 2 times 6, that'll give you your answer, and that's 12. 12 liters of pineapple juice will be used when you use, what was it? Yeah, 12 liters of pineapple juice. Of orange juice. I have the wrong label, don't I? We get 12 liters of orange juice. Yeah, I thought something seemed a little off there when we use 18 liters of pineapple juice. Okay, now you could have cross multiplied. 3 times x has to equal 18 times 2. So 3 times x has to equal 36, because that's what 18 times 2 is equal to. And then when you divide by 3 here and here, x equals 12 liters of orange juice. Same answer, just by cross multiplying. All right, number 19. What is the prime factorization of 1080? If you totally forget how to do a problem like this, you could actually just go through each answer choice, solve them, and see which one, when you solve it out, equals 1080. But hopefully you remember to use a factor tree on problems like this. See, it ends in a 0, so I'm just going to take 10 times 108. That would equal 1080. And 10 is 2 times 5. These are both prime. So I know my prime factorization has a 2 and a 5 in it. By the way, this first one I know can't be the answer, because is 15 a prime number? No. Here, these are all prime numbers, 2, 3, and 5. Same thing here, 2, 3, and 5. Same thing here, 2, 3, and 5. But that first choice, that 15, isn't even prime, so I'm just eliminating it. Now let's break apart 108. Well, 108 is even, so I know 2 goes into it. And 2 times 54 is equal to 108. 2 is prime, I'll circle it. And then I'll split apart 54. That's 6 times 9. Both of these can be split apart even more. 6 is 2 times 3. Now those are prime, so I'll circle them. 9 is 3 times 3. Those are prime, I'll circle them. So now I start with the 2's, then I do the 3's, then I do the 5's. And I have 1, 2, 3 2's. So that's 2 to the third times. Then I have 1, 2, 3 3's. 3 to the third times. And then I have a 5 here. So 2 cubed times 3 cubed times 5. What's this one right here? 2 cubed times 3 cubed times 5. All right, next, number 22. The surface area of a cube is 96 um, square centimeters. What is the volume? We did one just like this yesterday. In fact, I used the same image on the worksheet yesterday that I did on this one today. If we want to find the volume of a cube, we take length times width times height. And in a cube, the length, width, and height are all the same. So what I can do here is the surface area is all of the outer surface of this cube, the part that's green. If you imagine it being like green plastic, it's all that green part. The inside is hollow. So the surface area is all 6 faces added up, all of their areas added up. So what you can do is work backward and take 96, divide that by 6 to find the area of just one of the faces. 6 goes into 9 once, subtract, you get a remainder of 3. Bring down the 6. 6 times 6 is 36. And I get a remainder of 0. So 16 is the area of just one of the faces. Let's get this out of here so it's out of the way. 16 square centimeters is the area of just one of the faces. Now, if that's the case, then what would the length and the width have to be? Well, I can take the square root of 16, which is 4. So now I know all my measurements. The length is 4 centimeters. The width is 4 centimeters. The height is 4 centimeters. Excuse me again. So to find the volume then, it's just 4 cubed. 4 times 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 will give us the volume, and that's 64. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. So our volume is 64 cubic centimeters. Volume is always cubic units. All right, I have one more problem here. Number 24. What is the sum of the interior angles of this figure? Now, if you look at the formula sheet that's attached to the assignment, you'll see this formula. S equals 180 times the quantity n minus 2, where n is the number of sides in your polygon. This here is a pentagon. See, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. So all you have to do to find the sum of the interior angles is take 180 and multiply that by 5 minus 2. Okay, which is 180 times 3. 5 minus 2 is 3. The reason this happens, see, triangles, the interior angles always total 180 degrees. Okay, and actually I could, from one vertex point, draw in some triangles. Whoop, here's a triangle. Whoop, here's a second triangle, and here's a third triangle. See, there are 3 triangles that can be drawn inside of this pentagon, and each triangle has angles that total 180 degrees. So if you combine all those, you'll have the total number of degrees inside of this pentagon. So 180 times 3 will give us our answer. You can use a calculator, or you can show it by hand. It's going to be 540 degrees. Watch. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 8 is 24. Here's my 4, carry the 2. 3 times 1 is 3, add 2, that's 5. So we have 540 degrees. That's the sum of the interior angles of that pentagon. All right, that's it for today.